Hey, this is John Martinez with Midwest Revenue Group. I help real estate investors across the country build their teams, specifically their sales teams. Every market around the country is competitive, and it's competitive for a couple different reasons. We've got newbie investors getting pumped out of seminars, making these inflated offers, usually not being able to perform or close on those deals, leaving sellers basically jaded against the whole idea of selling for cash. Now, at the same time, we've got veteran investors who know exactly what they're doing, and they're getting better and better every single day. They're getting better at generating leads. They're getting better at the follow-up. They're getting better at automation. They're getting better at the technology. In these competitive markets, it's a problem for investors. It's just harder to get a deal. It's more and more expensive to get a deal. It takes more and more energy. It takes more and more effort, and the cost per deal is just going through the roof. So the question is, how do you compete in these highly competitive markets? Is a couple things. Number one, you've just got to outsell these people. But besides that, you need a team. You need to be the first to respond. You need to know your prospects better than anybody else. You need a team that will nurture each lead and have the time and resources to run every appointment that there's a potential deal on. Basically, you need to overpower them by coming at the prospects even harder with better processes, better systems, more people, a bigger and better team. This kind of reminds me of a client we worked with out of Tampa. Even though this salesperson was an absolute rock star, at the same time, while the investor was trying to scale, they started producing more leads. So as they threw more and more leads at this rock star salesperson, his conversion rates actually started to dip because he didn't have the time to work every lead the way the lead should be worked. All he could really do is go through the lead, start to cherry pick the ones that he thought were the best deals that he thought were going to close. And instead of spending 45 minutes or an hour with those prospects, it was 15 minutes, toss out an offer and try to get to that next cherry pick lead. So conversion rates just started to drop. Even though marketing spend went up, leads were going through the roof, and they had a rock star salesperson, because they didn't have a team, everything started to suffer. They were spending more money and getting less deals in return. We needed to add salespeople and get them trained up using basically the same sales process. So after we did that, we put a few salespeople in place, but now because there were 3 people on the sales team who had a process, easy step-by-step system to follow, they were getting to all these leads that are being generated. They were spending the right amount of time with them. They were taking them through the right process. They were following up with these leads. When the leads came in, they were the quickest, they were the first to respond to those leads and set appointments, and that's how they really started to overpower their competition. Let me give you some actual useful tips for when you do this. First is something you never ever want to do. As you go through this process and you start to hire salespeople, you should never ever interview every single one. It's a complete waste of time. What you want to do is put some type of barrier in the way. You want to make them jump through some hoops to get to an interview process. The same types of hoops that they're going to be faced with as they do their job for you. So here's a quick example. If it's really difficult in your market to get a hold of sellers, what you want to do is make it really difficult for them to get a hold of you. Those people who are able to get a hold of you, you already at this point are going to know that they've got what it takes to do the same thing with your sellers. It'll put you in a position where you're not wasting time interviewing unqualified candidates, and it's just going to make the whole interviewing and team building process that much more effective. There's also one thing you should really look out for: a track record of success in sales, but not just in any type of sales. You want to look for a track record of success in the same type of sales that you perform. So if yours is a short sales cycle, high dollar amount, really rough negotiation, then you want to find someone with experience doing that. What you want to look for is someone who sells something like maybe timeshares or cars, where you got one chance, you've got one shot, you've got to be on top of your game. Those are the types of salespeople you're looking for, salespeople with that type of experience. I hope you're able to use those tips as you grow your business. If you found this information useful, then go ahead and share it with anyone else that you think might get some use out of it. This is John Martinez with Midwest Revenue Group. I'll see you around.